Coming up on Fulton Today, Election 2020. From absentee ballots to social distance voting, how is Fulton counting the vote? We have you covered. Also, now that the county government's reopening plan is being implemented, how is COVID-19 changing how Fulton will conduct business? The county manager is with us for an update. And later, Fulton celebrates firefighters who care about the 2020 count and students who are at the top of their class. That story, plus how Fulton law enforcement agencies are working to keep the county safe on this special Fulton Today. Welcome everyone to this special Fulton Today. Election 2020 has called for all hands on deck for Fulton officials, a year that has seen record absentee ballots in Fulton and special health safety precautions at the polls. Fulton officials mobilized its workforce to get every vote counted. Here are some of the results from the Fulton County races. Well, for 3 months now, we have been keeping you abreast on Fulton's strategy and plan to deal with the pandemic that has really impacted the county and its citizens. The Fulton County Manager, Dick Anderson, has been providing those updates firsthand, and he's back to join us on this special edition of Fulton Today. Sir, welcome back.
Hi, Shania, and thank you for having me once again.
We will get to the pandemic response in just a moment, but first, let's talk about the civil unrest that has erupted in Atlanta and across the country. How has Fulton County been impacted?
Well, I think we were all saddened by the events in Minneapolis, and certainly by the unrest that's been evident across the country, but specifically in our hometown of Atlanta and Fulton County. Fortunately, we have not suffered much damage to any county facilities. Most importantly, none of our employees have been hurt, but we are very interested in progress being made. So I think our elected officials are listening closely to what folks are saying, preparing to act in a variety of ways. And from a county operations perspective, we did delay our administrative office openings. And I think operating in a safety first principle, which we've been throughout the COVID-19 crisis, that was the appropriate thing to do.
And now let's deal with COVID-19. Any updates from the COVID-19 trends?
Yes, as we've reported before, we have truly flattened the curve in Fulton County. So we have ample hospital capacity in all different aspects of beds, ventilators, and the like. We've also seen a downturn in the number of folks in the hospital, as well as the percent of people who are testing positive at any of our testing centers. The only thing that's slightly concerning is an uptick in the number of folks that represent new cases. So we are watching that closely and are concerned. So that does really argue for all of us continuing to do everything we can possible in terms of social distancing, hand hygiene and the like, to keep as much of the virus under control as possible.
And sir, have we made progress in testing?
Well, testing is where we've placed a huge amount of emphasis. We've tested over 125,000 residents of Fulton County, and that's very significant. In fact, it represents a fourth to a third of what has been tested in the entire state of Georgia. So we're doing more than our fair share. However, what we want to do is really emphasize to residents now through a creative marketing campaign and community outreach program about why they need to be tested. And in fact, the theme of the campaign is Fulton needs you. And then it really spins off from there. Certainly we need you to be tested, but ultimately we need you to come back to work. We need you to visit restaurants. We need you to go back to church. So you'll see, I think, one of the most creative campaigns that a government has ever run in terms of marketing, messaging, using social media to really emphasize to our residents why this is important, but also how convenient it is, and oh, by the way, it's free. So it's I think one of the strongest messages that we can have at this point in this crisis, and you'll be seeing that in very short order.
Mr. Manager, are we still planning to open the tax commissioner's offices on June 15? You know, folks really want to know that.
Yes, we've been working very closely with our tax commissioner, Dr. Ferdinand, and his entire team. And obviously this is a critical function that many of our residents are apprehensive about due to the date of vehicle tag expirations. We've also appealed to the governor's office to extend those tag expirations. Not sure if that'll be granted or not. We're planning to open those offices, and we're going to open all of them simultaneously. And in addition to that, have extended hours and even Saturday hours at a couple of the locations at Greenbrier Mall and at Maxwell Road. So we believe that if the citizens are using the kiosks, they're using all their online options, and if they realize that all of our offices are open, they will be able to handle the initial crowds. But we would suggest that everyone just simply be patient, observe again the social distancing requirements that we'll have in place, and realize that we're here to serve you. Again, Dr. Ferdinand and his team have done a great job preparing for this opening, very thoughtful in doing so, and I believe this will be very successful when we open.
And for the Board of Commissioners, did the BOC approve any new initiatives at its June regular meeting?
Yes, the board approved another $9 million package for community support. And the reason that that's so important and so significant is at the onset of this crisis, we approved a $10 million package to support our community. And it ranged from everything from food support for seniors to income insecurity to small business loans. And as this crisis is clearly not over, and as we look forward, emerging trends are already developing where we need to renew some of those programs, support some of those community partners that already are in the fight on the front line supporting our citizens, as well as develop new initiatives. The board approved another $9 million, so effectively doubling our commitment in terms of community support, and with some new initiatives like job training, as we think about folks going back to work, displaced from their previous job, now looking for new employment. That'll be critical and important. A new initiative focused specifically on the artist community, which have been particularly hard hit, that we think they can develop programs that will also benefit all of our citizens, so it'll be a win-win. So I'm very pleased to see that the board has approved that second round of funding. In addition to that, the board approved $2.5 million in support of our municipalities. We know that they have encountered additional expenses as they are dealing with COVID-19 in their municipalities, and we will be supporting them with financial support immediately, but then also personal protective equipment that we will be acquiring and then allocating to them on a going forward basis. So those two very significant initiatives were approved, and again, we look forward to supporting our communities and our municipalities with those incremental resources.
Fulton County Manager Dick Anderson, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, Shania, thank you. I really appreciate being with you and being able to speak to you and your audience. I'm sure we'll have more information in the future, and there's never been a time like this. So again, we appreciate the ability to communicate directly and have these questions asked and answered.
And thank you again, sir, for all of your efforts for the past few months. Well, you heard the manager mention the civil unrest. Fulton's law enforcement divisions have also been involved in trying to maintain the peace and safety for citizens and other public safety personnel, from providing escorts to fire departments responding to various scenes to providing support to neighboring jurisdictions. As the manager said, Fulton's theme is safety first, both in the unrest and with the pandemic. And still to come, how Fulton is celebrating some of the class of 2020. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone, to this special Fulton Today. As you may remember, this is also the time when the nation counts its population as a part of the census, which happens every decade. Now, with all that is happening in our world, Fulton County got help with its efforts to get people counted from the same group who was always first to respond, firefighters, in the way of a friendly competition. Take a look at how the winners were announced.
As the Fulton County District 2 Commissioner, I couldn't be prouder of the effort put forth by Roswell Fire Station number 5. Working outside of their wheelhouse, this team developed an educational video for the 2020 census, and they're not only good firemen, they're also they got some pretty good actors here in this fire station as well. Their work not only educated Fulton County residents with great clarity and accuracy, but also enumerated the different ways each household can participate in the 2020 census. Our winning team, Roswell Station number 5, with their 3 Easy Ways video, highlighting the 3 ways residents can complete the 2020 census: by phone, by mail, and online at 2020census.gov. For the best 2020 census PSA, we commend Roswell Station number 5 and award you the grand prize of $1,000 in Publix gift cards, courtesy of our media partner, and a catered Shane's Rib Shack lunch on the date of your choice.
We're very proud of the city and the efforts the city has taken with the census. They've taken it extremely serious. We know the importance of it, and this just comes at a perfect time to show that our efforts are actually working. We've done a lot this year to try to involve people in the census, of course, knowing the importance of it. So we truly are honored, and we thank you for this. That trophy will sit proud at the fire station, and we're very proud of this, so thank you very much.
We're at about 56% now in terms of folks responding. We want to get to 100%, which is ambitious, but certainly, as Commissioner Ellis has already mentioned, it means billions of dollars. So again, thank you all for your effort.
Did you know that every year, billions in federal funding go to fire departments, hospitals, and other community resources based on census data? This also enhances the fire department's ability to protect the health and safety of firefighters and the public.
The City of Roswell Fire Station number 5 would like to invite you and all Fulton County residents to complete your census now.
Let us show you the 3 easy ways to do yours today.
Who doesn't love the internet? Go to www.2020census.gov and complete yours online.
You can even use your phone. You can even do this in 14 different languages. Call the number below for English. Call the number below for Spanish.
If the first 2 aren't easy enough, check your mail regularly for a paper questionnaire. Fill it out in blue or black ink and send it back with the envelope provided.
Better healthcare, schools, and fire stations depend on you. Your voice matters, so make it count.
Way to go. Congratulations, everyone. And finally, with 2020 proving to be a year unlike any other, especially for this class of graduates, Fulton County wanted to honor its tradition of recognizing those who were at the top of their class. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
A drive-through celebration and huge boxes filled with gifts helped congratulate top high school graduates in Fulton County.
We honor the valedictorians, salutatorians, and star students from each of our Fulton County high schools, celebrate their success, encourage them to keep up their good work, try and show them how much their success will mean to them in their life.
This year, in the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of all of the protests and things that are going on, it's important to celebrate these young students, to let them know that they are appreciated and that we are expecting big things from them. They are, in fact, Fulton County's finest.
All students that were named valedictorians, salutatorians, and star students from Fulton County schools, Atlanta Public Schools, and charter schools in the county were invited to take part in one of 3 drive-through events. The celebrations at 3 locations allowed county leaders to say "job well done" to the students while practicing social distancing.
They have survived COVID-19, and we must celebrate them and the achievements that they have made. They've made great strides, and so today we are honoring them with a big box of gifts.
Inside the boxes were balloons, a yard sign, speakers, hat, and other goodies to help celebrate the milestone of graduating from high school with outstanding GPAs.
The class of 2020, it's been a struggle to kind of celebrate the end of the year and experience that end to our high school career. But with events like these, it makes it seem like it's all still there, that sense of community, getting to see other people, the friends, getting to celebrate, and having that feeling of, you know, we've made it and we did it.
There will be distractions. There will be times where there will be bumps on the road. No matter what happens, never let that get in the way of your vision.
I would just tell the underclassmen, even though you should try your best in school, obviously, definitely take the time to appreciate the time you have in high school and the time you have with your friends and teachers, because it goes by really quickly.
So I think like the message to any of the seniors out there, any of the students, is that it doesn't really matter what you have to go through. All that matters is you keep getting back up, you keep pushing on, and then as long as you don't give up, you can never fail.
Just congrats to all of the other class of 2020 graduates, and I hope everybody has a great future.
While this year's celebration looked different than the annual Fulton County Scholars Reception, which has taken place at Zoo Atlanta for a few years, the congratulations and well wishes as the students head off to college were just as big. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Baylog.
Thanks, ma'am. We appreciate it. And congratulations again to the graduates and to the Vals and Sals and honor students. Well, our reminder now that we want to connect with you online. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. You can also watch a replay of this show or any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel, so please do us a favor and subscribe. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County. Stay safe, everyone.